Hi all, it's Karen and
Boot up.
here for Karen and Blue Does Not Know the Review channel, another movie review because that's what we've been doing. This one, that one, back there, he didn't watch this one with me either because he's a bum.
Who's in it?
Keanu Reeves.
That's why.
Why?
He's already Bill and Ted.
Oh, so
Who else is in it?
in this I don't think I know
Exactly.
anybody else, but
Yeah, boring.
basically I watched John Wick from 2014. Rated R, it's an hour and 41 minutes. A lot of people I know have been recommending I watch this.
Okay,
So I finally got it, rented it on, well, I guess rented it on DVD
we
through
get it.
DVD, Netflix.
You watched
So
it.
yeah, I thought it
Good
was
enough.
pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Pretty
Two
cool.
pretties and a cool.
Yeah. So we basically start at the end of the movie. John is severely injured and sitting in like an area, like I don't know if he's down by the docks or what's going on. And he's watching a video of himself and his wife, and he passes out. So I guess we go back a little bit. There's an alarm going off at 6 a.m. and John's at home. Um, and then we have a flashback. His wife apparently was ill and passed away.
Well, that sucks.
And this day is the day of her funeral.
Well, this sounds like a real happy movie.
Yeah, it's a happy movie.
Sounds sad.
So we're at her
I don't like sad
funeral.
movies.
Oh, William Defoe's in this. I did forget about that. I can't remember he plays.
He's the guy in the lighthouse, right? Was
No,
that him?
no, he was in a few other things. I don't know.
Who was in the lighthouse? Was that him?
I don't remember. I didn't watch it, so.
Okay.
But it turns out that basically Keanu Reeves used to be like an assassin for like the Russian mob, and William Defoe was like a fellow assassin friend of
Whoa.
his. So basically,
Excellent.
he goes to give his condolences and says he's sorry about his wife and everything. Well, then, basically, what happens is John got out of the business when he met his wife. So John's back at the house, and a delivery comes from some animal place. And here, his wife, I'm guessing prior to her death, got a puppy to be delivered to encourage John to love again. So it's this adorable little beagle puppy.
Not like your dog.
No.
Good.
So basically, he names the dog, or the dog's named Daisy. I guess that has some significance because she has a little tag on it that says Daisy, and he kind of either chuckles or says "Go figure." So it kind of shows him going through the day, getting Daisy trained and everything. So they go out, and he has this one of a kind car, and I guess he was
Cool.
out going and getting some supplies for Daisy, and he's filling up at a gas station, and this other car comes by, and the people are speaking Russian or everything, and one of the guys gets out of the back and starts talking to John about the car, and they're discussing it, and he goes, "I want to buy your car off you," and John's like, "No," and basically, long and short of it, it's like the other guy starts getting nasty. This other guy comes and pulls him away and apologizes and tells John to have a good day.
Have a nice
So
day.
Daisy ends up waking John up in the middle of the night, and here there are all these people in his house that attack him, and then they kill Daisy.
This is weird.
They kill Daisy
They cut his head
and
off.
take his car.
How'd he kill the dog?
I think they broke its neck. I don't know.
Okay.
I kind of knew that was happening, and I'm just like, I don't. So basically, John wakes up next to Daisy, finds her dead, kind of cleans everything up, has the flashbacks of everything that has happened up to this point, and basically, we cut away to the guy who sold the car. It's this guy that was talking to him earlier at the gas station. They go to this chop shop where John Leguizamo runs it.
Okay.
I can't remember his name in this though. And basically, when he pulls in, the kid's like, "I want this taken care of. I want that taken care of." And John Leguizamo's like, "You get that car and get the fuck out of here." And the other guy starts yelling. He goes, "Well, my father and I give you a lot of business." He's like, "No, you go now." Because basically, like I said, this
Okay.
car is a one of a kind. And everybody knows who it belongs to. So John basically gets himself cleaned up, gets on the bus, ends up going to the same chop shop and is talking to John Leguizamo's
I've been
character.
to some of them.
Really?
Yeah.
What, for parts for your spaceship?
Yeah, they have stuff like that there on Butopia.
Oh. And he's like, who he basically gets the information on who took his car.
Who?
Yeah, well, he
Like, who's
finds
on
out.
first?
Yeah, well, he finds
Is that his
out.
name? John who?
No,
Oh,
John Wick. So,
Jim who?
anyways, the chop shop owner gets a call from, I can't read my name.
Oh, my friend
It's
owns a
the
chop shop.
father of the guy who stole this, and he goes,
It was good business.
I heard you had issues with my son, and he goes, well, did your son tell you whose car he stole? And apparently John Wick used to work for this family.
Cool.
So, basically, Vigo, I think is the father's
Vigo!
name. He's just kind of like, well, he stole John Wick's car and killed John Wick's dog. And
You
Vigo's
can't
kind of
kill a man's
like,
dog.
oh, because it's basically like, all right, we fucked up. So his son basically does show up. His dad basically punches him in the stomach and basically calls him a fucking idiot. He goes, do you understand what you did? The person you stole the car from, we call Baba Yaga.
Bubba Hotep.
No.
What is that now?
That damn stink bug again.
Here, give me them. I'll eat them.
So,
Grab it and I'll eat it.
basically, you don't mess with John Wick, because he's basically the equivalent of the boogeyman.
What? Michael Myers?
No. So, he explains like that John Wick was once an associate, and this is who he sent to take care of people.
Cool.
And basically, he eventually, like I said, left because when he met his wife and he wanted to live a regular life, I guess, basically.
Cool.
And basically, Vigo tells the son, John will come for you and you need to get out of my sight. So, it goes back to John. He's in his garage and
Okay.
he's cement floor that he's digging up and has all his old weapons and some other things in there from his past life. And Vigo,
What?
from when he was an assassin. Assassin, yeah. Assassin.
Okay.
Where did that bug go? It flew away again.
I don't know.
So,
You should catch them and I'll eat them.
yeah, Vigo does call him, and John basically hangs up on him. So, basically, Vigo does send men to John's house to try to take him out, and
The Men in Black.
big mistake because John takes them all
Okay.
out. And then eventually, the police show up, which is kind of funny. Police show up,
Yeah, that is kind of
and
funny. Ha
they're like, hey, and like John knows the guy, and John's like, what's going on? He goes, oh, we got a noise complaint. Meanwhile, the police looks behind John, and you can see legs of somebody laying on the floor, and they're like, yep, everything's good. Oh, Jimmy, that was the cop's name. He's like, yeah, Jimmy, everything's good. And he's like, okay, good night, John. Good night, Jimmy. Doesn't even do anything. Well, then John calls this cleanup crew for hire that takes care of stuff like this. So they cut this cleanup crew. It's these guys that show up in a van and it's get rid of the bodies, clean everything up. And then he pays them in these gold coins. I don't know what they are.
Bitcoin.
I don't know what they are, but they're
Probably
like,
Bitcoin.
the one guy said, the guy that runs this cleanup business is like, oh, it's good that you're back in the business. And John's like, no, I'm just taking care of one thing and then I'm out again.
It's good to have people like that.
So, Charlie's the guy. So basically, it comes out then that Vigo puts a contract on John's head to get him taken out in order to protect the son, even though he's annoyed with his son.
Makes sense to me.
They actually go to William Dafoe's character to offer him the contract. He goes, I didn't know if you would do it because I know you guys are friends. And William Dafoe's like, no, it's fine. I'll do it. So I'm like, you asshole. You're supposed to be his friend.
Business comes first.
Yep, apparently. So, John goes to stay at this hotel that apparently all these assassins stay at. But
Is it an Assassin's Inn?
I can't remember what it's called, but it's kind of funny because like no business related to assassinations can be done on these grounds. It's kind of like Switzerland, if you guys know what I'm talking about, where Switzerland's neutral. It doesn't get involved with anything. You don't do this business here.
Never been there.
something like that. But basically, it's like none of that stuff's taken care of. There's no killing on these grounds or anything like that.
Okay.
So, John kind of runs into a few people that he knew from his previous life. I keep saying previous life, but I think you guys follow me. And there's this one female assassin that says about being good to
Who's that?
see him. Can't remember who
She
the
hot?
actress is. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Cool.
there's some club in the basement where you kind of can go to get some information if you talk to Wilson.
Okay.
And they're discussing about how no business can be conducted on these grounds without penalty. And John's like, well, he kind of needs a direction on where to go for certain things to figure out, where Vigo's son is, so he can exact his revenge.
Cool.
So, Joseph, that's the son's name.
Joseph or Yosef?
Joseph, I think is how it's Josef, and I think it's pronounced Joseph, is the son's name.
Okay.
So John's trying to figure out where he is at, and this is when I sold the car. And then I put it on here because it's in some club. I put let the bodies hit the floor because it's just a total shootout scene.
There's your bug.
So distracting.
Catch them. I want to eat them.
Right back to the light. Okay.
All right. I'll try to catch them.
So, yeah, it's just a total shootout scene. I think John actually gets injured in all this as well. Eventually Joseph does escape. So John goes back to the other hotel and he kind of stitches himself up because I guess when he gets back, the guy at the desk says, well, there's a doctor in room such, and John's like, no, I'll take care of myself. It's fine.
I see it.
Yeah, I
It's
see
in the
him.
corner.
I see him too. So he kind of gets himself stitched up and he's laying on the bed, and all of a sudden you see William Dafoe's character outside with like sniper sight on,
Cool.
aiming at John. Excuse me. And then also
Hey.
behind him, it's quiet. His door starts opening and somebody else is coming in. So William Dafoe actually shoots next to John to get him alerted, and here it's this female assassin. Basically, Vigo, she found out about the contract. Vigo offered more money for somebody to take out John while he's there, and said they would pay for the penalties, whoever did this.
Sounds good.
So there's a big fight scene with these two. He eventually subdues her, and there's another assassin in another room that comes out while they're in the hall. And John's talking to this guy, and he goes, hey, can you keep an eye on this one while I go and take care of a couple things, and then we'll address, her trying to do business on the grounds here because there's a penalty for it. So the guy agrees to. John pays them with a couple of those coins that I don't know what they
Bitcoin.
are. So John then heads to this church in Little Russia where I guess Vigo is running some of his money laundering business out of.
I've done that before too.
And basically it's posing as a church and it's not a church. And basically John sets everything on fire and burns everything down.
That's good to do for a hobby. Money laundering.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Lost my place.
Sorry.
So, basically then Vigo does eventually show up there and they kill the person that was the father at the church or whatever. Not cool. Eventually then Wick, in the middle of all this, Wick's trying to attack Vigo and his men. He ends up getting captured.
Uh-oh.
So, they were taken back to somewhere. Vigo has them at tied up and everything.
Ooh.
Basically, I have something about Drop's contract, but
man.
anyways, while he's there, William Dafoe's character kind of shows up and helps John escape. But he doesn't like show himself, but John knows it's him.
Okay.
Basically, it comes down to John traps Vigo, and he tells him two things. He goes, "Tell me where Joseph is, and also drop the contract." So
Can you do that?
What?
I thought once it's a contract, the contract.
No,
is
you can drop it if need be.
Okay.
So
Sure.
basically, Vigo tells John that Joseph's at this safe house in Brooklyn. So John just goes and attacks him and takes everybody out, including Yosef. So later he meets up with William Defoe's character and they're kind of chatting and he does thank him for helping bail him out of that um, situation back at when he was captured and everything. Because I think William Defoe makes a comment like, "How many more times am I going to have to save your ass?" or something along those lines. And it's just banter between the two of them. But also back at that hotel he was staying at, that female assassin killed the guy that was watching her and kind of meets up with Vigo as well.
Neat.
So basically, at this point, somebody figures out though too that William Defoe's character Marcus, I have it written down here, Marcus was not going to do the contract the whole time. In fact, he was kind of protecting John.
Really?
Perkins, that's the female assassin. She sees them, so basically they go and attack Marcus and Vigo, Perkins, and a couple other people, and they do kill Marcus. Vigo then calls John and says about Marcus betraying him. And John gets to Marcus's place, finds Marcus dead. Perkins is still there. I think they fight again, but in the middle of all this, Winston from the hotel
What was that? Is
also, what?
that thunder?
No, it sounds like a motorcycle.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
That's what I was trying to think, and I'm like, no, it sounds like a motorcycle or a
Okay, sorry.
truck.
I was distracted.
So, Perkins says about taking she was going to take the contract, but somehow in the middle of all this, Winston calls her and says about meeting up. So she meets up with Winston and
Winston.
yeah.
Sorry.
Winston basically looks at
I was
Perkins
thinking
and
something
says,
else.
your membership has been revoked and these other assassins take her out basically because she did not play by the rules.
Assassins have roles.
And I guess they do.
Okay.
Um, and something about Winston also calls John to tell him about Vigo trying to escape. So we get down to the docks. John corners Vigo and his cronies trying to escape. They eventually fight, and John does eventually kill Vigo. So then we're back at the start of the movie where John's all messed up.
I'll say.
So he kind of gets up, breaks into I thought it was a veterinary clinic, but it might have been a shelter because he's looking for some supplies to kind of bandage himself up. And then he's looking at the dogs, and this pit bull puppy, it looks like, catches his attention. So he breaks the puppy out and they go.
Yay.
And that's it. So I did really, really like this
Roman.
movie. Roman.
That was the person I knew who in the chop shop.
Oh.
Sorry, I had to think.
I was like, what are you
Sorry, I just
talking
thought of
about?
it.
So, like I said,
Here's
I
cool.
did really enjoy this. I do have the other two on my DVD Netflix list to get here at some point to watch. Like I said, I kind of knew about you don't piss off Keanu Reeves and kill his dog and take his car. I knew that was like the ongoing joke with all that, but it was enjoyable. And I will check out the other ones. I mean, I thought action wise, it was, it's far fetched, but it's fine. It's
All
what
right.
you expect in a movie. So you getting tired? One more.
All right.
So please remember to like, comment, subscribe. I'm getting hiccups.
You always do.
Hit that bell icon so you know when I post new content. Help share the page. It would be greatly appreciated.
Sure would.
Subscribers and watchers, thank you. You guys are awesome. Appreciate all of you. Keep
Me
coming
too.
back for more. My watchers, subscribe. That would make me happy.
Wow.
What?
You're telling everybody what to do now.
I know. Check out my other channel, K-Doll Games, Toys, and More. Toy and game reviews. This guy over on... This guy pops up there on occasion. You guess. Amazon wish list is posted, so if you want to hook us up. Also, if there's something out there you want us to watch and review, let me know in the comments. If I can locate it, great. If not, and you're willing to get it, that'd be great too. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.